Welcome to another edition of Hat Talk Africa. My name is Amaka. Today we're going to be talking about telecommunications and its impact in Africa. There'll be interesting bits on how small businesses can actually benefit from telecommunications in Africa. Today we have a very special guest in our midst. He's a telecommunications guru. My co-host had a chat with him. Let's see what they have to say. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Hat Talk Africa. We've got a very special guest today, Mr. Squire. It's good to have you on our program.
My pleasure. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, the obvious bit is my name, and you mentioned it. My name is Tara. The next thing is I work in telecommunications. That's also obvious. I'm Ghanaian. More importantly, I'm African. I'm married with a daughter. 10 years, going on 21.
Interesting.
Yeah. Have I missed out on anything? I love soccer. I support Chelsea Football Club.
Wow, everyone supports Chelsea now.
Yeah.
10 years ago, Chelsea was not on, was nowhere on the map.
I know. I support a small team in my country called Hearts of Folk.
Okay.
I enjoy reading. I enjoy watching movies. That's about me.
Good. As some head of mobile in your company, how do you ensure that the grassroots, the benefit from telecommunication? I mean, people talk about the dangers of having a mast and all of that, and we've got some level of illiteracy as well. Tell us, how do you ensure that the people out there, the grassroots, when I mean grassroots, not in a bad way, but those who the services are not readily available to, how do you ensure that they benefit from it as well?
Yeah, I got you. I understand. Now, you talked about mast and the possible effects. I think everything technology today has a possible effect, from televisions to masts to cell phones and everything. So that's not something I'll dwell on too much. It's the hazards of development. I think in terms of how telecoms supports the grassroots, in spite of the challenges we have with education and everything, I think the first thing is we start with education. Telecommunications does a lot to help educate the quote-unquote the grassroots person. With a little level of literacy, telecommunications puts information at your fingertips. So today, a few years ago, a hairdresser in Ghana, when they needed to see their newest hairstyles, will send a family member who lived somewhere in Europe, say, get me a catalog or get me something. Today, at the touch of a button on their phone, you have everything. So I think it really helps to educate. But I think what we do also as telecoms in Africa is to design products that are priced right, that are packaged right, to meet the right segments, be it the low income, be it the grassroots, be in the high end. And I think over the last few years, telecoms has done a good job in Africa to ensure that even the lowest income person has a device that can enable them to communicate and can buy some airtime to do that. So I do not think it's been too bad. Telecoms is one of the areas in Africa where from the poorest to the richest, there's a solution.
Okay, most of the development that we see in the telecommunication industry, they're all like foreign initiatives. So how can we, encourage homegrown initiatives? Because we see that a lot of our people, I mean, like you were saying earlier, we've been taught to think that there's so much we can do. We can't go past a certain level, or we can't do this, or we can't do that. But so how do we encourage homegrown initiatives in respect to telecommunication? I mean, from your experience and what you've seen in the industry, what areas do you think that we can exploit as Africans, to help build our own homegrown initiatives?
I think the first thing is investment. There are lots of wealthy Africans and who go into all sorts of businesses. I think the first thing is for them to be bold enough to invest in telecommunications. And there are Africans who've invested in telecommunications. But I also think that the level of investment required means that some partnerships are important. And I think partnerships that invest in Africa can only be good for Africa, right? So it doesn't matter where all the money is coming from. But I think more importantly is the expertise. Because telecommunications grows at a very fast rate, and it's a very fluid world. So it's important that Africans investing in telecommunications recognize that, and they invite investment and expertise from all over the world to help. But I think at the same time, there are a lot of African telecoms professionals, and it's important that when Africans invest in telecommunications, they hunt for the best African professionals to help drive the business. There's some really great examples. I'll give you an example. Celtel, a few years ago, led by Mo Ibrahim, had a total African management team and built a very, very good telecoms company, and later on sold it to Zain. Later on sold it to Airtel. There's Glo Mobile in Nigeria. There are a few 4G companies across West Africa and part of Africa. MTN is an African company. We tend to forget sometimes because it's so large. There are a few examples, and therefore I don't think it's totally empty, but I think we can do more.
Exactly. That brings me to, I think maybe we need to invest more in research and development. What do you think?
Always. Because, this is research and development, not just for telecoms, but yes, I think it's even for telecoms, solutions that are important for Africa, are fit for Africa. So I would never say no to R&D. I think it's a critical part, but it's all part of investment. When people invest, looking for returns here and now. But I think R&D is one of those things that ensures that in the future,
it takes a while for you to see the product. So people tend to shy away from that. They rather want to see the quick turnover.
Absolutely.
I think that's where,
But I mean, today, apart from, looking at things that are relevant for Africa, generally there's enough R&D existing across the world for you to tap into anyway. But there are solutions that could be cool for Africa that we could look into that we haven't.
True. I mean, 10 years ago, we didn't have all these mobile services like mobile money, mobile phones, internet, and all that. Where do you see the telecommunication 10 years from now? Actually, in Africa.
Actually, if you look back 10 years and you look at where we are now today, it's been a transformation. Cell phones, smartphones, tablets, they seem to be everywhere now. When you walk through Africa and you speak to Africans, and the younger generation are as dexterous with the smartphones and tablets or with the internet. Wherever you are, to show the world that Africans are capable, to be a positive role model, to tell the untold story about Africa. Because quote unquote, the model or the view of Africa is always the yes, exactly,
the charity based Africa.
Yes. Now that's Africa, but that's a part of Africa,
not the true
not
picture.
everything, right? And there's some really good stuff going on in Africa. So I think the first thing, no matter where you are, to be a positive role model and to inspire. I think that's number one.
Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again soon.
You've heard it all. We hope our government invests more in research and development to bring about expertise in this field. Thanks for watching. We'd like to hear from you. Send us your comments, your views, your questions. We'll also encourage you to take our change challenge if you'd like to tell us one change you'd like to see in your local community. Until next time, enlighten, empower, evolve.